Phil coming at you once again with yet another DVD and Blu-ray update. I seem to be cranking these out. Like I said in other videos, my sneaker collecting is kind of waned and back on the movie front. So you've seen by now, I think by now I've got two June's part 1 and 2 up. I've shot a July Pickups 1. This is July Pickups 2. I will warn you now, July Pickups 1 was filmed at the beginning of July. Pickups 2 is literally only like a week later. It's ridiculous. I don't know when these are going to go up, but they've been filmed a week apart. I've gone a little mental on the collecting, I'm not going to lie. I've had to rejig everything here to fit the collection in. Weirdly found some discs that I'd put in a cupboard downstairs under the stairs, put in a box, and they were supposed to be for eBay, but then like I could get the box out to sell stuff on, and I was like, why am I getting rid of this? Like Robocop the series on DVD, apparently the Blu-ray version I was going to buy is terrible, so I'm just going to keep the DVD, which is still brand new and sealed. But anyway, that stuff I've got. Actually, let me just grab this over here. It's another nearly missed one that I got. So we'll start with DVDs, then we'll go on to sort of mainstream Blu-rays, and end with Vinegar Syndrome pickups, because my Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Friday sale and my partner label pickups arrived. But we'll start with some DVDs. First off, as you know, if you watched any of my other Blu-ray or DVD things, I'm on a Kevin Smith kick. So I picked up the 2-disc edition of the Clerks cartoon. Again, one I used to own ages ago. People trying to sell this for stupid money on eBay. I managed to pick it up cheap. I mean, by stupid money I mean like 10, 12 quid. I'm not paying that for Clerks, especially when most of them are... I mean, I've had to do some surgery on this and sort of top out, and they're not investing in it. That's discs of that I mean. The case was a bit shabby, but we'll live with it. And then a couple of really... Well, this one's a really random pickup. Street Hawk the movie. Yeah. It's been in my... Not even my wishlist, it's been in my save for later basket on Amazon for donkeys, along with the series itself and stuff, but I was placing an order on Amazon for some stuff, and I forgot another disc. So, yeah, that just reminded me, I forgot another disc that was up there. So yeah, I was placing an order for a couple of things because HMV weren't carrying... Well, according to the guy in HMV who checked his computer, they weren't carrying them in store, they were only carrying them online, which is a bit daft, you ask me, but... So I got Street Hawk the movie. And then this is random. I consider this random because I didn't even know this was coming out. I don't really... To be fair, I don't follow news. I have my own website, but I don't follow news unless it comes across my plate. So I didn't know that we were getting Buried Alive 1 and 2 on DVD. Yeah, this is the Tim Matheson duology 2 films, whatever you call them. Yeah, so you've got Buried Alive with Tim Matheson, Jason Lee, tried to bury him alive, he comes back to life. And that's a sequel where it's got Ali Sheedy in it. Yeah, I have not seen Buried Alive 2, never seen it. Seen Buried Alive. Buried Alive was a staple of like, at one point was a staple of like VHS and TV, because it's Frank Darabont who did like Shawshank. It was a staple at one point. I remember it played a lot on the I'm sure it played a lot on the satellite channels, and it was on late night ITV. But yeah, 7 years apart these films. That's 1990. That's 1997. But yeah, didn't know this was out. It literally popped up in I ordered these things, and it popped up in a recommended. Other people have also bought this. I was like, whoa. So yeah, that came out. That was the end of June, I think that came out. Now, one of the two things I was actually ordering on Amazon is the Hard Target Limited Collector's Edition 4K. Again, don't have a 4K player. Also, I'm an idiot. I bought this thinking, oh yeah, 4K, you're going to get DVD. It's a steelbook. The steelbook, art cards, and a booklet, I do believe, inside there. I'm like, cool, I want that steelbook for Hard Target. That'd be awesome. And it also comes with Hard Target 2, which I do not mind. I like Hard Target 2. It's Scott Atkins. What's not to like about Hard Target 2? But I didn't know that Hard Target 2 comes on Blu-ray. Hard Target 1 only actually in this set is the 4K disc. There is obviously, of course, the Blu-ray that's already got this. I hate that cover. Yeah, it's got that cover on it, the Blu-ray. So I might end up sort of butchering this set and putting an extra Blu-ray in it. I don't know. But yeah, that was bought off Amazon because apparently HMV online are stocking this, but not HMV the stores, which is great because, you know, why not? And then the other thing I ordered off Amazon, which is the thing that I forgot that reminded me, was the Arrow Video Enter the Video Store Empire of Scream set, as it's officially called on the back. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 films from Charles Band's Empire Pictures. You got Dungeon Master, Dolls, Cellar Dweller, Arena, and Robot Jocks. Now I do believe one way or another all of these have already been on some format. I'm sure they have. I know Arena. I think Arena was out on a German disc. Obviously, Dolls has been out from 101 Films and from Screen Factory. Cellar Dweller was on I think Cellar Dweller and Dungeon Master were both on a multi-pack from Screen Factory, weren't they? A multi-pack Blu-ray. And then Robot Jocks, I'm sure, was an early Blu-ray as well. But anyway, don't really care. This is a fantastic set. I haven't opened it yet. I have watched every single unboxing video of this on YouTube. It looks absolutely awesome. I just need to find time to sit down and watch this. I mean, this is, not going to lie, those 3 of those films are my childhood. Dolls, Arena, and Robot Jocks are my childhood. I rented the crap out of Dolls and Arena in particular. I love Dolls. I watched it underage and I fell in love with it. Robot Jocks, less so, but that was another one that we played on telly quite a lot along with the Robot Wars. And what's the third one? I can't remember what the name of the third one is, but it's like mech movie. But yeah, Dolls and Arena, man, I lived for those 2 films when I was a kid. Well, I say kid, I was like 13, 14. Yeah, absolutely lived for those films. I've had Dolls. How many times have I owned Dolls is the question. I don't know. I've had it on DVD. I've had it on Blu-ray. Yeah, I've had Dolls a million times. The divisional VHS, you know. I'm a big fan of Dolls, and like I say, Arena was another. I mean, that was guy fighting monsters in space. It was an awesome film. And let's just get these. These are the last 3. Would you say the last 3 mainstream you'd call them? So we got, as again, Clerks 2 Blu-ray, part of the Kevin Smith rabbit hole I'm going down. This is the US edition with the second bonus disc and 6 hours of bonus features. Then a Facebook purchase, the MVD release of Last American Virgin, which I did actually have the Arrow release of this. But as I said, I sold loads of my Arrow, and now the Arrow of this. I don't know if it's still pricey. It was at one point, it was ridiculously pricey, but I picked this up for dirt cheap off Facebook, one of the groups. So like that to a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 6th MVD title. I used to have a lot more. In fact, MVD at one point was sending me in for free to review, but they stopped dealing with overseas things. I mean, that's why they stopped doing overseas shipping and stuff as well. And then a purchase from the Warner Bros. Archive collection in the UK. They're very slow to put these. They've got to put these out, but this is One Crazy Summer. The John Cusack sort of follow-up. Savage Steve Holland, John, who directed it, obviously. It's like the follow-up to Better Off Dead. It's not a sequel. It's like the 3 films that Savage Steve Holland did. So yeah, Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer with John Cusack, and then he couldn't get John Cusack, so what's his name? Is it Casey something or other? How I Got Into College, which I should know who's in it because I have a massive original US 1 sheet on my kitchen wall downstairs, framed up. So yeah, Warner Archive. I do have Pump Up the Volume and Walker Archive as well. Like I said, they're a bit slow to pump stuff out in the UK. I mean, how long did it took for them to launch in this country in the first place? It took for sales of Blu-rays to fall through the floor in most places, and for Asda and stuff to stop stocking them, for them to go, oh, we'll launch our archive collection at last. Ridiculous. And then we've got some Kung Fu action with Cynthia Rothrock, Lady Reporter, aka The Blonde Fury, or, if you're in the UK, aka Above the Law 2. Because Above the Law 1 was, I just move this, I have 2 copies of this, and this is the nearest one I've got. Above the Law 1 was actually Right and Wrongs, and that's Above the Law 2, The Blonde Fury. Yeah, so stoked that we're getting... I mean, look at the artworks. I'm actually absolutely stoked that we're getting Cynthia Rothrock on blue and on 4K. Yeah, it's just... I mean, I'm so glad at the same time that I had a massive collection of Cynthia Rothrock DVDs. I did keep Irresistible Force and the 2 Fast Getaway movies. But I got rid of all the others because this and Vinegar Syndrome. She started talking about on her social media that she'd film stuff for this Blu-ray release, that Blu-ray release. It's like, well, let's go. But there's still a few. I don't know what's going to happen with Chandler O'Brien 1 and 2. I really don't. I wish I'd kept my Chandler O'Brien double feature DVD. I do, but you don't know. So far we have in English terms, but Above the Law 2, Undefeatable. My mind's gone completely blank. Sworn to Justice, but we need Chandler O'Brien 1 and 2, and we also need someone to put out the Raging Honor movies as well. Yeah, really do. The Raging Honor films, they need to come out on Blu-ray or 4K or something. Someone needs to resurrect that stuff because those were classics. Sort of 3 related titles. We've got Living with Chucky, documentary on, literally it says, Chucky. So it talks to all the people. About you got Brad Dourif and his daughter, all those involved with the franchise, and they talk to Brad Dourif, Jennifer Tilly, Don Mancini, even John Waters talks about Chucky in this. I saw this at Fright Fest. Really, really good film. Glad this got picked up by Lightbulb of all people, which is really interesting because Lightbulb, I think they're making moves into slightly more highbrow stuff now. Not highbrow, but bigger budget, I should say. They were started out like a lot of UK companies do, with low budget pickups, DVD onlys, and then they start to pick up bigger and bigger films. And so we're getting some good stuff from Lightbulb at the minute. And related to the Living with Chucky documentary, we have Chucky seasons 1 and 2 on Steelbook. Weirdly managed to find this in HMV. Why was this sat on the shelf in HMV? I thought this was limited. But I don't know if someone returned it or what, but it was my local HMV have a shelf behind the counter that's got steelbooks and stuff on it and limited editions, and it was just there. I was like, yeah, can I grab that? I'm like, yeah. So then I ended up ordering season 1 off the Warner Brothers shop, which is what it came with Secret My Success. So I got Chucky. This one just says Chucky season 1 Blu-ray, but that says Chucky limited edition. So I don't know if I just know that was in HMV. I don't know why. I think it shouldn't. I don't know. And now we're on to the Vinegar Syndrome pickups. We've got 2 partner label pickups, 3 Vinegar Syndrome. Weirdly, the partners came before. I thought I'd wait till they all turned up. I also weirdly didn't realise, and my brain sometimes has brain farts, would you say? Probably. I picked up Effects. The Vinegar Syndrome 4K of Effects. I'm like, damn, Effects on 4K. Come on. My brain didn't twig that Effects was already out on AGFA. My brain's never twigged that Effects was already out from AGFA. Do not know why. Do not know why at all, but 4K, come on. Right, yeah. It's already out from AGFA on a Blu-ray. But now AGFA put it out as a 4K, and I got excited about it because I think it's mainly because my brain forgot what Effects was. Yeah. My brain forgot Effects was that sleazy Tom Savini gory effects stuff. I really did think that's what my brain just forgot, especially with that god-awful Hooded Man cover that was on the AGFA release. Yeah. But hey, I've now got Effects on 4K. I also picked up from the partner labels, which I think this is, yeah. There's another label that's leaving Vinegar Syndrome. Don't know what's going on there. I don't know if there's a weird thing going on, but we've got what they're calling the Late Night Classics Volume 1. So you've got Virgin High and Hot Under the Collar. Sort of a... was it in the 90s? I would say it's in the 90s. Yeah, they're saying it's like... yeah, they're saying like it runs from the Up All Night era in America that was superseded by straight to DVD stuff. And yeah, this is from Culture Shock, who, like I say, another label that's leaving Vinegar Syndrome. This is weird. Why? They got... The films are on one disc and the special features on another disc. Why you wouldn't split it out film for film, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, they're Culture Shock leaving too. I don't know what's going on there. They said they're set up with another label. I'm hoping it's not MVD. I'm hoping MVD are not distributing stuff now, because how hard it is to get MVD releases in the UK. You have to go through third parties. You can try and order from all these shippers, or you go through Diabolic or something, but I was ordering a few years ago when, God, would it have been sometime between 2016 and the pandemic in 2020, somewhere in there, MVD had sales on, and I used to order tons of MVD stuff in sales, non-MVD titles, MVD titles, whatever they were carrying. But then after the pandemic, they were like, yeah, postage has gone far too high, we're not shipping to the UK anymore. At least not the sales items anyway. I don't know about the... Once I heard that, I just stopped using MVD full stop. Once I picked up pieces from Diabolic or Film Treasures or Strange Vice. But yeah, these guys are leaving. I mean, if they put out more... I know there's a Volume 2 coming, it's Late Night Classics. I hope it's another fantastic duo like this one. But sad to see them go, because you could get, all the labels together via the OCN distribution, as it was called. You could pick up loads of stuff at once, and you didn't have to pay extortionate shipping for each and every title, which is where we're going to get to. Extortionate shipping for each and every title. Right, I'll stop ranting about that. Let's get on with the Vinegar Syndrome pickups. All 4Ks. First up, Primal Rage. I know that people said there's an issue with this only having a mono soundtrack, I do believe, rather than the stereo that was on previous release. I haven't ever heard the mono soundtrack on the VHS tape. So you got Primal Rage. That's the cover I remember. Don't even know if that was the English cover or not. I just remember that image. Definitely remember it was in like Dark Side magazine and stuff back in the day. Not one I've seen, but what are you going to do about Kill a Monkey movie than buy it? Shakma is a classic. This is, if it's half as good as Shakma. Actually, if it's a quarter as good as Shakma, I'll be happy. And then a film I had no idea what it was. Night Screams. I'm like, doesn't ring a bell. Watched the trailer, didn't ring a bell. So I was like, it looks like an 80s slasher, could be interesting. Then I get the disc and I flip the cover around, and that's the cover, and I'm like, oh yeah, Night Screams. I don't think I've ever seen the film. I just remember that from the VHS store on the shelves. I do remember that image. I don't know if it was titled differently in the UK. I don't know what, but I just remember that image seared into my brain. I'm like, oh damn. So I sort of do know this film, but again, haven't seen it. 4K. It's a slasher movie. As I've said in many updates, sort of back to collecting slashers between Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome and stuff. So add that one to the collection. And finally, speaking of collections, one to add to the Cynthia Rothrock pile, we've got the... Who thought this would ever come out of anybody's mouth? 4K release of Undefeatable. Why? Because it's a Godfrey Ho film. Why would Godfrey Ho films get a 4K release? It's insane. Absolutely insane. So you got a booklet. We got 3 discs. Damn, that's 2 discs. Oh, you got 2 Blu-rays and a 4K. I think one of the Blu-rays is just a special feature, isn't it? Oh no, that's it. I should really read the back of these more. So you've got the 95-minute feature on 4K disc, then the 95-minute feature on the 4K disc plus extras, and then the third disc, the second Blu-ray, is the 88-minute cut Bloody Mary Killer, which does not ring a bell with me. I just remember Undefeatable was one of those very late Cynthia Rothrock bargain basement DVDs. It was after the era of Prism. It was when they went really bargain basement, and when you were going to shops and picking up for like $1.99, $2.99 rather than Prisms were all like a $5, weren't they? And then they got really cheap, and you got pound shops and stuff. And I remember from that era, Undefeatable and Honor and Glory was another one on the same label. That needs to release as well. But yeah, Undefeatable. Godfrey Ho. The only thing that disappoints me about this release is that the alternate cover, you either on the actual case itself, is that one or that one. I would have loved to have seen some cheap ass original, probably terrible artwork that was done for it. I know the UK one was it was a screenshot of her like doing some martial art kick or something and just said Undefeatable like that. So those are an improvement, but I wouldn't mind seeing some cheesy footage. Picture on the cover even. So yeah, that's my update. That's gone on quite long because that was a massive stack. And that's a massive stack in week 2 of July. I need to slow down. I really do. Videos might slow down a little bit. The thing I picked up so far is this little stack here of horror comics. I don't think of anything else coming in the post. There's no sneakers for a change. Yeah, I don't think there's anything coming up. But anyway, I'm going to ramble on. I'll stop rambling. Just say thanks for watching. If you could always like, comment, subscribe. Still on the road to 500 subs. Really want to get there, please. If you could just hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. And I'll say bye for now.